Allen, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Matt Stafford, and Trevor Lawrence, along with Drake May. I'm leaving out the three position players: Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley.
So what are you trying to say?
He's arrived.
That's a lot. So do you officially feel like he's arrived?
Yes, I do. I don't feel like this year was a fluke. I don't feel like the 13 wins was fake. I understand he had the bad moment in the playoff game, but I thought overall for 59 minutes the playoff game played really well. And then there's one other tiny piece of news here, I think, because they also announced the finalists for Offensive Player of the Year.
My God, that's what I had too. I was going to ask you.
Oh, go.
Puka, Bijan, CMC, JSN, and Drake. So Drake's the only guy appearing on both lists, which in my mind says, ooh, he's going to win MVP.
No,
and then in my other mind, I said, ooh, he's not going to win MVP.
And first of all, CMC's on both lists. But
CMC, I'm sorry, you're right.
He wasn't on Bruce's ballot, which is why you did. So I took this as this is even more so than the All-Pro balloting confirmation he didn't win MVP.
So can you?
Okay.
I want to talk about Trevor Lawrence, though, because Nick is saying that he has arrived. You know, the one annoying thing is that Nick's acting like he's claiming Trevor Lawrence the #1 overall pick, who was considered a generational talent. Like, he's like, I've been right about Trevor all this time, and it's like, okay, sure, whatever you say. But it is the one thing that me and him have agreed upon. Anytime anyone has ever been like, you just disagree with Nick to disagree with him, and I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I agree with him on Trevor Lawrence. To me, it's not about Trevor Lawrence arriving. It's about the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is what it's about. It's about the Jacksonville Jaguars and having the right coach, the right culture, right roster, GM. You got to be a team. You got to be a complete franchise. You can't just be an individual. We've seen this again and again and again and again. It's exhausting at this point to have to keep shaking people to let them know that it's not just an individual. You need the team. You need the culture. You need the coach. You need those things. I don't understand how we can so often say football is the ultimate team sport and yet just circle an individual. Like, it's just kind of crazy. And there's moments when the individual has to be Superman and rise to the occasion and really elevates. But when you see a team in a franchise consistently underperform, the hyperfocus is not necessarily on the individual. It should be on the franchise. It should be on the team. It should be on the coaching staff, GM ownership, etc. And so to me, this is about the Jags arriving and finally bringing in that coach, Liam Cohen, and having him paired with Trevor and what that path leads to and what they will be able to accomplish moving forward. And so to me, that's the most exciting prospect. That's where the energy goes. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence should be on the, an MVP ballot, like an MVP finalist. Like, that kind of means nothing to me at this point. I mean, seriously, I wasn't looking at Trevor through the lens of an MVP because I'm not so sure, because I don't care about it and about the Jags. I care about what they're building and the team they have and the coaching that they have now. Like, that's the lens that I looked at the Jags throughout the whole course of the season. So, because, I'll say straight up, I think Christian McCaffrey was probably more of an MVP than Trevor Lawrence was for the 49ers, considering what Christian McCaffrey had to do for his team. Listen, I don't think Matthew Stafford is the MVP. Honestly, I've said that many times. He's put up amazing numbers, but this isn't who puts up who threw the most touchdowns. Like, so the MVP conversation for me is always inherently flawed, dumb, and something that I really try my best not to talk about that much unless the conversation itself is interesting. When people are discussing this quarterback over that quarterback, a running back, like when the conversation is just when it's more about the conversation rather than who really is going to win or not, because it's a bunch of random people who vote it's like, who cares? I mean, seriously, who cares? When you find out who has a vote, you're like, do you actually watch 20 football games a year? Have you actually watched every single Trevor Lawrence game? Have you watched every single Josh Allen game? Have you watched every single Matthew Stafford game? I can guarantee you the vast majority of the voters have not. That's why that conversation I inherently do not care about. I do not care about. And so again, from my viewpoint, it should be that the Jags, the conversation of, oh, has Trevor now arrived? It's no, the Jags they've now built a team, built a COA culture. I keep wanting to combine coach and culture. Built a culture, have the coach that they can now support a quarterback in a way that he can be the MVP, that he can be an MVP consideration. That matters. That matters tremendously. That's about a rival. Christian McCaffrey wasn't an MVP candidate or seriously considered with the Panthers. Stafford with the Lions, obviously first year with Drake May with the Patriots, with the first year with an actual organized culture because they got the right coach in the building, but they got 2 right coaches in the building. Like, those things matter. And now that's what the Jags are in a position to deliver. That's the conversation. Doesn't always have to be reduced to the quarterback, but that to me is the conversation that we should be having more than anything. And so I find that incredibly exciting. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence officially arriving and being an MVP finalist? Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.